Yo, so I have another video, and this is me reacting to Dame Dash on the Art of Dialogue. So I'm just gonna react to what he's saying. See what he's saying.
Just out of curiosity, right? When you did that episode of MTV Cribs and you made a comment about how you only wear your Air Force Ones once and you throw them away, you was only saying that for TV, right?
Nah, no. Bro. If you go in my closet, we gonna do the other thing. There's a crispy pair of Nike Airs in there, right? I always have some Nike Airs on deck. What are you talking about? But now I make my own sneakers. Right now I'm on the rant, so I got these old school fucking New Balance that most people don't understand. This is black with the blue rock socks. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you can tell that Dame Dash got a little bit scared. He got a bit threatened there because who remembers the MTV Cribs where Dame Dash said, "Once you pop the tag, you throw them away." That was his exact words. I can't even find the MTV program on YouTube anymore. I can't find it, but I specifically remember he had T-shirts, and he said, "We pop the tag, wear them once, throw them away." Okay, I don't remember them being Air Force Ones, so I think he got them confused. Cause I don't remember it being Air Force Ones. Cause trainers are trainers, and I know specifically when he was bankrupt and he had all these trainers in storage. He had them in storage. He didn't throw them away. He didn't put the tags on the Air Force One and throw them away. He had them in storage and they got auctioned off for money. I think I even put in a bid for some of these trainers. Man. They look pretty decent. They're like custom. They look custom. Look like they were rare Air Force Ones that he had. That was the height of his fame at the Roc-A-Fella, where he was just buying because he thought money would never run out. So he would wear a trainer every single day. He would have a different pair of trainers, but he would never throw them away because some of them he would just wear once. Look, you got thousands every day coming in. Okay, trainers, like if you're earning thousands, you can buy like 6, 7 pairs of trainers. Okay, for the month, even and then easily you can just wear them once a day, and you can swap them out with different outfits. That's what Dane was doing, and then he had them all in storage, and they auctioned them off. But yeah, I just remember, yeah, it's embarrassing now that this guy now has to wear his T-shirts twice, maybe even 10 times for the month.
Like people wouldn't understand my fit check because I make all my
Death of a Dynasty. What made you?
Okay, and also like he says he makes his own stuff. I remember he actually bought like a shoe brand, and then he had to sell that off at one point. So what's going on, Dame? you know, Dame had a lot going on for himself, and he messed it all up. Just because he was being too big-headed, he was acting like he was the guy making the moves. But who was the guy really making the moves? It wasn't Dame. It was Jay-Z. I'm not gonna say Dame doesn't have a brain. He definitely has a brain on him, but to a level where I'm gonna let this carry on.
Did you make that movie?
I directed. That makes me excited because I directed that movie. It was in the Tribeca Film Festival. I was trolling. I saw what was going on, and I made a movie about it while it was happening. That's how funny it was to me, and that's how much of a genius I was about it. I take what I feel and make it into something creative and tangible. It was therapy, but it was life imitating art in the moment. I just found that to be a genius thing to do. And if you look at how many people and celebrities from New York were in it, it's quite an incredible movie, to be honest. That, again, no one will be like, damn, Dame. Like, to me, the question from my perspective is like, how were you a CEO running all those verticals and you actually directed a movie? How do you do that? But if I don't give myself props, I guess nobody else will. I call them affirmations. If no one recognizes my super strengths, if I depend on people telling me how good I am, I would really think I wasn't. Could you imagine if I listened to what the world or these headlines and I made that my opinion of myself? It'd be terrible. But trust me, it actually gives me a higher opinion of myself. It's just people intrigued by me is a compliment. so many years later.
So would it be fair to say that you already knew Roc-A-Fella was coming to an end?
I knew that our relationship was pretty much a wrap. Yeah. I didn't know Roc-A-Fella was going to go down. But I know.
Okay, so he said he didn't know Roc-A-Fella was going to go down. Of course you knew Roc-A-Fella was going to go down, man. I remember reading up reports that him and Jay-Z fell out. There was big arguments. He was taking off hinges of doors. He was so cheesed off, yeah, that he wanted every penny back. He was taking hinges of doors and taking doors with him. I don't know how much of that was true, but that's what I remember reading. I was just laughing my head off, like, he took hinges off doors and took the doors. I was like, what's this guy on? But I remember during this time period, Dame Dash was going through this fluctuation of braggadociousness where he was assuming himself like he was the main man at Roc-A-Fella, and Jay-Z was just this flunky guy that could just rap good, and he had no business brains. And for a while, the way he came across, you would believe it. You would believe that Jay-Z didn't have much brains in his head. You know, that's the way he talks about Beanie Siegel. Like, oh yeah, we look at him like he's dumb. But Beanie Siegel could rap. And the thing is, Jay-Z can rap and he isn't dumb. And that's the way Dame made the world look at Jay-Z like he was just a guy that could really, really rap. But business-wise, he ain't making no moves. Because I remember Dame Dash, he was hanging around with Victoria Beckham. You know, early days. And I remember he was trying to launch Victoria Beckham's music career. While he was somehow paying her to be like a model for Roc-A-Fella. It was really weird at the time because during this time period, Victoria Beckham's career was flopping. Her music career has always been bad. So she had released this song with MOP, and and then Westwood played it on the radio, and everyone was like, "Man, this song's terrible." I can't remember what it was called. Like, is that simple or something like that? It was produced by Dame Dash. Dame Dash made it clear that he produced the single, and I listened to it like, this sounds like garbage. It had MOP in it, and then Victoria. It was terrible. Absolutely terrible. And then there was Victoria Beckham. I think there was like a Roc-A-Fella collaboration store in the UK. She walked in and out the store, and that was her modeling. That was it. And then the newswoman said, "Yo, she was there for 30 seconds." And Dame Dash like, "Oh, that's Victoria." It's like, how do you have someone modeling that high profile, modeling your clothing, and they walk in and out the store? 30 seconds. Come on, Dame Dash, man. You know, but I thought Victoria, she fell for what Dame Dash was putting forward to the world, where he was the guy making the moves and Jay-Z was just the rapper. So she went to him thinking that she could launch her music career, only to realize that it's terrible. I remember going into the store of HMV and I see her single there, and I was like, no one buying this? The news was there, like, no one buying her single. I was like, damn, not even Dame Dash can save her. That's the problem with Dame Dash. Dame Dash was making moves that people thought Jay-Z was okay with, but he wasn't. And behind the scenes, Jay-Z was pissed of what Dame Dash was doing behind the scenes. You could tell the way he moved. He started to distance himself very, very far away from Dame Dash, to a point where you start to realize that Dame Dash was on his own most of the time. And you start seeing Jay-Z started to do things behind the scenes without him knowing. Like, probably like the sale of Roc-A-Wear. Did he know it's going to happen? Did he know? No, I don't think so. I think he did that behind his back. You know, and then he's talking about the way the relationship disintegrated. It's disintegrated because you was acting like an idiot. I remember him on Westwood Radio. Check this out. So he's there with Tim Westwood. He came on Westwood Radio and he was talking about, yeah, I'm launching my own social media network. It's like MySpace. By this time, yeah, MySpace was literally on its way out. nobody was messing with MySpace. All the young people, they were like, nah, MySpace. I'm getting all this nonsense from these boring artists. Keep spamming me. I'm out. So I'm thinking like, you launching a MySpace equivalent now? Come on, man. I'm thinking like, nah, this ain't gonna work. It's gonna flop. Guess what? It flopped. You know, I hate to down this dude, but it flopped. But that's what Dame Dash was doing back then. I know, I sound horrible. And he was just like constantly just signing people, signing. You can't just keep signing people, man. You know, you need to like. I'm out here anyway.
Existed, yeah, that wasn't gonna exist like that anymore.
Cause you was doing
Like,
it by yourself.
That we had a beef. I was like, why, you know?
You was hearing that you had a beef. Of course you knew you had a beef, because he wasn't even messing with you anymore. You know? I thought he came to the UK by himself. Started talking about private jets. I remember, yeah. He was like maybe early, mid 2000s. He was like, yeah, I'm looking to get the private jets, man. That's where we're going. Private jets all the way. That's what I'm looking to do. Billionaire status. I was like, whoa, man. It's like, yo, I'm also launching my own MP3s. So I was like, let me check this guy out. Check the MP3s out, yeah. They're basically cheap MP3s with the Roc-A-Fella logo on them. That's it. That's what they were. Cheap Japanese MP3s with the Roc-A-Fella logo on them. I'm like, who the hell's that foolish, that dumb to be buying this stuff? I mean, it's like, yes, it's Roc-A-Fella. If it had a whole complete Jay-Z album on there, it would have sold more. But it didn't.
Once we stopped playing pause, once he told me that Kevin Liles was his friend and he likes Lior, you know, once he told us that he didn't want to be partners anymore, you know, once him and Big stopped speaking, yeah, it'd be pretty stupid to think that we were going to remain and have the same existence moving forward. We just had different aspirations for life at that point.
Boy, we just had different aspirations. Dame Dash is kidding himself, really, man. He's kidding himself. Jay-Z really moved forward and moved up in the game. And it goes to show who really had the business mind, where you ever hear Jay-Z had flops. Nobody doesn't have flops. This is the way the world works. This is business. You have certain business ideas that do really well, and some of them flop. But if you have all your ideas flop, and you're sitting down filing for bankruptcy, then and people suing you left, right, and center, and you running away from the money, it's like, come on. You don't see Jay-Z doing that, and that's what I'm trying to get at. His business ideas, most of them have always flopped. I remember Jay-Z had this 40-40 club that flopped. And then they had this Armadale drink that flopped as well. Not everything they do does well. And then they had the perfume. I think the perfume was like a collaboration between Jay-Z and the brand, and they were meant to. Cause when I saw the fragrance, I thought it was Jay-Z. But what happens? What they do? They see a big name, and they slap his name on it, and they'll be like, "Yo, that's gonna sell because it's got Jay-Z's name on it." But I think they had tried to sue Jay-Z. Could have said he didn't promote, but then he sued them back. But yeah, you start to realize the way business works, and realize that sometimes things don't work out well. But as long as the majority of your business is bringing cash, you're good. But then with the Dame, you're sitting there looking at the guy like, oh yeah, things didn't work out. It's like, yeah, cause you didn't flip things properly. If you flipped things properly, they would have worked out, man. Come on. I know. I feel like I'm down on Dame Dash. I don't hate the dude, cause I looked up to this guy and I was like, man, I need to be where he is. Talking about private jets. I know I'll never be where he is. He's made more money than me. I'm nobody. But at the end of the day, I'm just saying that I don't have that many debts. I don't have any debts like he does. So you could be making loads of money, but then if you don't position yourself properly, you end up with loads of debt. Pay your taxes. Don't have too many children. You have children, make sure that you're having children with somebody that is, loyal to you. They ain't gonna be like, I want to divorce you and I want 50 million. You need to be careful these days, man. The women, rinse your pockets. And don't do no freak offs. But yeah, I'm out. Like and subscribe. And that's it, man. Just like and subscribe.